Hello, Brenton with All Octane here, and in this video, I am opening up some of the brand new 2024 Hot Wheels Neon Speeders Part 2 or Set 2 that I was able to find on the pegs. I'm super excited. I was able to find all 8 cars. This is an 8-car set. You can see on the top right, 1 of 8, and it goes in order. On the back, you can see which 8 cars you're trying to hunt down. We've got the Porsche 911 GT3 Cup, the McLaren F1 GTR, the Ford GT, the BMW M3 GT2, the 16 Mercedes AMG GT3, the 2015 Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat, the Corvette C7 Z06, and then the Cadillac ATS-V R. There's a lot of letters, G, T, and yeah, GTs and 3s and Rs and stuff like that in this case. So this one was the one that took me the longest to hunt down. It was the pink Porsche. Other than the Hellcat, I was able to find the other 6 quite easily. I found 2 of them very, very easily. The McLaren and the BMW, that was cake. The Cadillac also became cake. The Corvette and the Mercedes were a little bit more difficult, as well as the Ford GT. I was able to find all of them, though, obviously, as you can see. But the Hellcat took me a long time to hunt down, and the Porsche took me a long time to hunt down. But I have them, so I'm going to go ahead and open them. This is a really cool set. The Neon Speeders already came out earlier this year, and a lot of it was JDM stuff. So this one is more, looks like more track focused. A lot of these cars have wings on them, especially with the Z06 and the Hellcat. They don't, but they are kind of like track focused in terms of performance American muscle cars. The rest of them are European. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 European cars, and we have 4 American cars, basically represented with Ford, Mopar, and GM Chevrolet. So we got the 2 Chevrolets right here, or I guess GM. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get to opening these things. I'm going to stop talking, and we're going to get to opening. Here is the Porsche 911 GT3 Cup in pink. This thing is stunning. These are some really good cars. It's got a little bit of a blemish on it. Not a big deal. It's got Porsche on the wing. The wing is metal. It's part of the body. That's kind of cool. I'm trying to think that we've seen this car a long time ago, I believe. I think this was way back in like the early 2000s. Wasn't there a silver one and a purple one, I believe? Yeah, possibly. Nice clean tampo work. It does have taillights. It's got the Porsche on the wing instead of having it here on the back. It has some racing stripes. Got the logo. Yeah, I found it. And that is car number 1. So when you're trying to hunt this set down, that is what you're looking for. We got the McLaren F1 GTR. And I'm glad to see this casting back. I mean, it's been around for a while. I really wish I had found it in the Decade series back when it kind of like came out, and I never bought it. That was when I was in college. It was a tough time. Didn't have a lot of money. I found a lot of cars, but I never bought a lot of cars because I didn't have the money, which was kind of silly. I shouldn't have been hunting if I didn't have the money. But anyway, great tampo work here in the back. I like the black and pink. Great tampo work up front. Overall, nice clean casting. I like the matte black too. That's really cool. We've got the Ford GT in this like neon green. This is a really cool color. Look at that. That is bright. Super bright. Nice metal wing coming off, because I think the McLaren was plastic. Nope, McLaren is metal as well. Wow. They did not skimp on these castings. These are metal wings. That's pretty impressive. Check out that blue stripe. I think that's one of the options on the Ford GT was having the stripe down it. Ed Bullion just pulled out the one that's been rotting away for like 15 years or something like that. So that is that was fresh in my mind of the options on a Ford GT. The stripe is one of the options. All right, we've got the BMW M3 GT2. This one, don't get this confused with the Eclipse, which took me forever to find. I had to buy it. The Eclipse from the first pack, or first set. I don't know if the orange accentuates this casting very well, but I like the orange. I just don't know if it accentuates this casting. This is really cool digital camo. Again, another metal wing. Great tampo work in the rear. Great tampo work up front. Yeah, that's fantastic. All right, let's go ahead and move to the bottom row where we've got the Mercedes AMG GT3. And I know Shmi is a big fan of the AMGs. He's got multiple of them. I've been a fan of them. I'm almost more of a fan of the newer ones that are a little bit more proportional. They don't have as large of a hood. The newer ones are a little bit smaller, and I like that. Man, another massive metal wing on the back of this thing. We've seen this casting a number of times, especially in premium too. I really like the blue around the rims. That is really cool. It's a very aggressive car. Definitely Viper-esque. And it makes a lot of sense because, you know, the connection Stellantis with Mercedes and, well, Dodge, that would be cool. It's very Viper-esque if you ask me. I think that car is what the Viper would be if it was nowadays. The 2015 Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat. Again, I'm not really sure. Actually, I kind of know why this casting is very popular. It's a Hellcat, and it's got the logo, and it's got green, and it's a Hellcat. But when I found this the day or two before I found the Porsche. When I found the Porsche, there was the whole set sitting on the pegs. That's how I was able to find the Porsche. But I grabbed the Porsche because it's the only one I needed, and I found everything else. And someone came probably like a minute or two after me into the toy aisle, into the Hot Wheel aisle, and grabbed all of the Hellcats. Every one of them. He left everything else. He grabbed all the Hellcats. And it was because I talked to him. I was like, hey, are you looking for anything else? And he's like, no, I'm just picking these up for my friend because he works at the factory that builds superchargers. Okay, that's cool, you know, but that would have been really hard for me had I walked in and not had the Hellcat and then walked in after him. It's the joys of hunting, right? Love the big back tires on this thing. Love the matte black, green stripe, SRT. This thing is just amazing. Absolutely incredible. It's a great casting to have, which again is why it probably took a while to find. We got this Corvette C7 Z06. I'm kind of glad they chose the C7 because we've seen this C8R a little too much, and I'm glad they chose something a little different. I really like this green. The neon speeders have great colors. They really do. Love the quad exhaust in the Corvette. Can't go wrong with that. It's got the Corvette up on top on the windshield. Number 6, Z06, right? Yeah, so that's probably why it has that. That's cool. That's a nice indicator. Last up is the Cadillac ATS-V R. Cadillac, definitely one of my favorite brands. I would love to have a CTS-V from 2000, like the second gen CTS-Vs, but I'd also like a third gen. And then I'd also like the CT5V Blackwing. I've been a fan of Cadillac and Cadillac racing since college. It's good stuff. Man, great tampo work. These, if they just had rubber wheels, these cars would be fantastic. But they did well in the wheel choice. These neon speeders have different wheel choices than kind of like the mainline cars. So it is nice to see that. And they did pretty well on the wheel or the tampo choice and colors. So there you have it. There is the 2024 Neon Speeders Wave 2 that I was able to find on the pegs. Let me know if you've been able to find these 8 cars. Let me know which one is your favorite of the bunch in the comments below. And until the next one, have a good one.